Salute, salute. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows all things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people to struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, intelligence, dialogue, questions, answers, analyzing. This is a space of love, understanding, unity, all on the path of true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on through, please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please put all funding links, funding information, so they can fund this war effort in the chat for the duration of class. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management assistance, please book an assessment. If you or anyone you know is in need of domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Learn the signs, the alerts, the warning signals. Learn the strategies, the techniques that you can utilize to not only survive but thrive outside of that incident or incidents or situations. As you can see, it's late. I had a very long day, a lot of work, and our people are definitely going through a deep, deep, deep mental health crisis. All across the board, we're all trying to figure this out. Security has been swept from us all, and we are all feeling the effects of it. It is traumatizing just to continuously live in this space and time. And I encourage anyone to remain strong, try to be as balanced as you can be, and reach out for assistance. Make sure that you have someone in your corner, anyone that you can call when you feel overwhelmed. Trust me, it helps. You understand? People reach out all the time. So I just wanted to make that point known, because today's class we're going to deal with false narratives and beliefs and how you can snatch something that is not actual fact and just run off and go off to the races with it, and the shit can just blow your entire cool and cause you years of grief. We have to guard our minds. We have to understand that it is a discipline. No one has taught us that. No one has taught us to believe in self, to formulate a plan to encourage the self. This is something that not only has to be taught, but has to be understood, and then has to be in a space where you follow through with it. And that follow through is a discipline. Very, very hard. Very, very hard to do. Especially when you have people that play games and think it's funny to put out misinformation, disinformation, or information that isn't researched. I think these black men, these melanated men, these so-called conscious men that do it, I believe that they are dumb. And they're getting dumber and dumber by the day. That's why I wanted to get into the meat of this class. Because I'm tired of it. It's just stupid. It is a dumb theory. So let's get into it. Let's prove this. But first order of business, as always, let's see who's in class. Tiara. Yes. She's up, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But no doubt under the damn cover somewhere, Tiara's in the spotty spot. Ruby Hauser. Yes. Salute, salute, salute. Yes. We send healing strength to Grandma. Healing strength. All of the healing strength of the universe we send her way. Get strong, G-Ma. You's a soldier. Let's go. Merklo, what up? Adrian Graham. Adrian Graham. 55. First 55 of the night. Sean Jenkins. Rick Gatlin. Mike Nice. 55. K-Stone. Oh, K-Stone getting back on their J.O. They up in there on the regular. Okay. Marv Rogers, what up? Vitamin Vision TV, GB, Mark, Milliner. Yes, yes. Maxwell Trucking. Ooh, back-to-back 3 nights. A.A. Wood. I see you, TC Bushhead. Yes. Not for me. Angel, we see you. See Blades. Tunes. We see you. Orion. Oh. I'm on a work sneaking. You sneaking, Orion? You done snuck your way into class and got a 55. Now don't get fired. Sneaking in class, 55. Because you should have snuck in class last night and the night before. 55. Orion, and tell it to your boss. Yeah. Hey, 1050, Nadeem, salute. The UK is in here. I know you just wiping your eyes getting up. Nadeem Rogers, UK is up in the spotty spot. Joey of Hustle and Smoke. Yeah, much appreciated. 55, Joey. Yeah, hold that. Hold that. Strictly Game, what up? I see you. I see you. Jeff Sparks, what it do, what it do? Jules, what up, Jules? Come on, Mateen Cleaves? 55, 55, 55. The hell, what's going on? 55, Mateen? Molly, what up? Think for yourself, what up, what up? Leonard, Diuda. Salute, Leonard. 55. Yeah. Black Queen to me, what's going on? What? Okay, William Grizzard, I see you coming through. Okay, you making it. George Johnson, what up, what up? Yes, sir, Raj. Will. Black Queen to me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now listen. There have been several people, several platforms, several Instagram pages and on Twitter as well, or X or whatever they want to call it, that's running around with this story of this CIA agent, this operative, or whatever they want to call him, on his bed where he's getting ready to meet his demise. He's getting ready to transition and is claiming or has claimed to have been the originator of gangster rap. This person, so this story is being said, so these memes are being, thrown out there, saying that he actually wrote some of the lyrics on NWA's album, and that this was a concentrated, thought out CIA op in order to fill the prison system. This is what's being said. This is what's being pushed out there, and this is the narrative. Okay? I am utterly shocked at some of the individuals who I have seen post this and run with it. I'm very shocked. Some people who I thought had a little bit more intelligence than that. Some people who I believed were more researched than that they would sit there and put this out in the universe, and not only put it out there, but encourage people to believe in this shit. Now, I don't know if because they're not from a different era. And I've said this in class before. We just had this class not too long ago where we spoke on whether or not, when we did the special ed class, whether or not NWA was the beginning of the destruction of hip-hop. We spoke on this shit here. But now it's been taken to a new level because once they start reinserting certain theories, it gets triggering because it makes people appear dumb. It makes people appear to don't have the sense that they were born with. Okay? It makes them seem idiotic to me. I'm gonna keep it up, buck all the way. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about people in the class, but to me, it seems idiotic, okay? Because these are simple homework tasks. It's easy to do. It's not hard. So let's begin with this, okay? Let's just begin with this here. Because what they're doing and where they're getting this story and information from, the person who started running with that particular article and that story has already been proven to be a person who put out fake news, who put out fraudulent claims on high-level conspiracies, right? So they're getting this information, right, from a Euro who's already been put in propaganda in the mix, right? And the site itself has been proven by other researchers and fact checkers that said that this site and these individuals put that shit out there. Okay? News Punch, currently branded as the People's Voice, is a Los Angeles-based fake news website. Okay? Originally named Your News Wire, it was founded in 2014. Okay? It branded itself in 2018 as News Punch. So the people already, okay, are doing that. Spreading fake stories on Facebook. Much of it has been debunked. Okay? This is where they're getting it from. Regular contributors to News Punch include people from the former BBC and an MTV employee from London. So this is where the MTV aspect comes in. This is where they divide, oh, let's create this story, okay? And push it. Now, in order for us to get to the meat and to make this make some type of sense, let's start with the most alarming and important piece of the statement of who this person is. They're saying this is a CIA agent. So it only makes sense for us to understand what the CIA is. Okay? So let's read who they are. In the beginning, Central Intelligence was the beast of three masters. Three. Truman, who, from his position under Mountain of State, DOD, Department of Defense, and FBI reports, the FBI having jurisdiction in Latin America, quickly saw the need for a centralized outlet to organize the information that would reach his desk. Defense, who wanted CI to both know everything about military adversaries, perform military sabotage, and foment partisans that would fight with the U.S. if war came. And the State Department that wanted CI to bring global political change positive to the ends of the U.S. organizationally. This gave CIA two areas of responsibility: covert action and covert intelligence. Okay? Covert action and covert intelligence, both of which they've had on our people 100 years before any of this. Okay? The United States Central Intelligence Agency dates from September 18, 1947, when President Harry S. Truman signed the National Security Act of 1947 into law. Okay? Let's stay right there. A major impetus that has been cited over the years for the creation of the CIA was the unforeseen attack on Pearl Harbor. But whatever Pearl Harbor's role, at the close of World War II, the government circles identified a need for a group to coordinate government intelligence efforts, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the State Department, the War Department, and even the Post Office were all jockeying for that new power. Okay? This was what they was believing, thinking. Outside wars, outside. FBI was internal. They needed something else. This was the task for the creation of it, outside, okay? General William Wild Bill Donovan, head of the Office of Strategic Services, wrote to President Roosevelt on November 18, 1944, stating the need for a peacetime Central Intelligence Service which would procure intelligence both by overt and covert methods, and will at the same time provide intelligence guidance, determine national intelligence objectives, and correlate the intelligence material collected by all government agencies. Okay? Government agencies, right? And this is in the 40s. Do you remember where we were in the 40s? Do you remember who was the threat in the 40s? Internally? We talking 20s, 30s, 40s, we talking Garveyites, right? Because I want y'all to understand that they would have had to have a fear, a specific fear of black folk, okay? A specific element where they say, you know what? We need to get them. But mind you, the 40s is prior, the beginnings, the cusp of Jim Crow, right? Coming through, we coming through. Still getting your ass kicked if you breathe wrong. Still separate and unequal. Clans running around. You had no power. Sundown towns in full effect. 40s and the 50s. FBI wasn't thinking about you. You wasn't no threat at all. Now, what were some of the things that the CIA was into back in that time? Let's start with China. All right? China, which again wasn't even grounded in the space of being viewed as a national threat. These less than industrialized nations, right, were still scurrying to get their footing. But see what they was doing. With the Chinese push, the eyes of the NSC turned north. With no end to the avalanche of money, the CIA explored every option in China, from Chiang Kai-shek's promise of 1 million Kuomintang to the Western Chinese Muslim horsemen of the Hui clans, who had ties to Chinese nationalists. Okay? The CIA ran operations from White Dog Island with the nationalists for months until it was discovered that the nationalist commander's chief of staff was a spy for Mao. And that's before Mao was even solid. So these are the type of things that they were worrying about. Okay? $50 million went to Okinawa-based Chinese refugees who wove tales of sizable support to the mainland. In July 1952, the CIA sent a team of expatriates in. 4 months later, they radioed for help. It was an ambush. 2 CIA officers, Jack Downey and Dick Fechtow, fresh out of Ivy League colleges, spent more than 19 years in captivity. That was a fumble. Okay? Trying to do some shit to China. Dominican Republic. Human rights abuses of Generalissimo Rafael Trujillo, who ended up getting his head knocked off, right? Had a history of more than 3 decades. But in August 1960, the United States severed diplomatic relations. The CIA's special group had decided to arm Dominicans in hopes of an assassination. The CIA had dispersed 3 rifles and 3 38 revolvers, little dusty 38s. But things paused as President John F. Kennedy assumed office. An order approved by Kennedy resulted in the dispersal of 4 machine guns. 4 machine guns, that's it. That's all the CIA did. Trujillo died from gunshot wounds 2 weeks later. In the aftermath, Robert Kennedy wrote that the CIA had succeeded where it had failed many times in the past, but in the face of that success, it was caught flat-footed, having failed to plan what to do next, which is why the Dominican Republic is still twisted to this day. Okay? So, as we see, the CIA wasn't too bright. It's still not too bright. But these people want y'all to believe that they predicted that gangster rap, if they could put this thing together and write these words, that today we would have 2.5 to 3 million melanated people behind bars in 2023. This is what you're saying. People who are sending 3 guns to get rid of a dictator. Let's continue. Cuba. The CIA welcomed Fidel Castro on his first visit to D.C. and gave him a face-to-face briefing. The CIA hoped that Castro would bring about a friendly democratic government and planned to curry his favor with money and guns. Okay? On December 11th, 1959, a memo reached the DI's desk recommending Castro's elimination. Dulles, right? Dulles Airport, Dulles replaced the word elimination with removal and set the wheels in motion. By mid-August 1960, Richard Bissell, then CIA's deputy director for plans, sought, with the blessings of the CIA, to hire the mafia to assassinate Castro. Here we go, another assassination. At the same time, his men were working on a parallel plan, recruiting a Cuban exile to assassinate him. This is what they was doing. This is assassination for people who they believe were a threat to the agenda of manifest destiny of white supremacy. CIA, operatives, guns, assassinations, destabilization of big mass movements, big groups of people, governments. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about this agency. Going after immediate threats, going after people who they believe could be a threat. Iran-Contra. Under President Jimmy Carter, the CIA was conducting covertly funding pro-American opposition against the Sandinista National Liberation Front. In March 1981, Reagan told Congress that the CIA would protect El Salvador by preventing the shipment of Nicaraguan arms into the country to arm communist rebels. This was a ruse. The CIA was actually arming and training Nicaraguan Contras in Honduras in hopes that they could depose the Sandinistas in Nicaragua. Reagan testified before Congress, assuring them that the CIA was not trying to topple the Nicaraguan government. This is the president in cahoots. This is how they move. Governments, assassinations, arms. During this time, the funding increases. With funding increases, the CIA hired 2,000 new employees. But these new recruits lacked the experience of the World War II vets they replaced, living in theaters where the war was fought, Europe, Africa, Middle East, and Asia. Right? Now, let's get to us. For real, since, you know, we don't want to have it seen where we going at with this discussion, that we're not going to include us in the Congo. In the election of Patrice Lumumba, the Lumumba name, I want you to remember that, because it's going to come back again. In the election of Patrice Lumumba and his acceptance of Soviet support, the CIA saw another possible Cuba. They're looking for threats outside of this country, outside of the borders that could be a threat to capitalism, to the pressure that they already have on the rest of the world, okay? They already, Cuba, trying to assassinate Castro several times. They assassinated DR. Assassinations all over. This view swayed the White House. Eisenhower ordered that Lumumba be eliminated. The CIA delivered $250,000 to Joseph Mobutu, their favorite horse in the race. Mobutu delivered Lumumba to the Belgians, the former colonial masters of Congo, who executed him. Okay? They in Afghanistan. The CIA funneled $1 billion worth of weapons to Pakistan intelligence, which funneled them through Pakistani tribes, which funneled them to Afghanistan resistance groups, notably the Mujahideen. Right? We all know about that. That's current. Chad. The CIA seized the opportunity to arm and finance Chad's prime minister after he created a breakaway government in Western Sudan, giving him Stinger missiles. Let's understand the CIA and their role. Do you hear all that? Weapons, arms, assassinations. This is how they get down. This is how they giving it up. So now, and I'm using this term not loosely, tightly, now we got a bunch of clowns, howdy doodies running around saying that all of a sudden in 1987, 88, the CIA went to O'Shea Ice Cube Jackson, said, give me your pen. This is what we're going to write. And thus, NWA had lyrics because of this CIA agent. I don't recall any Euro penning any significant lyrics in hip-hop till the Beasties. Beastie Boys was all the way in New York in 88, 89. So you mean to tell me this CIA agent had rhythm, had cadence, right? Had rhythm, had cadence to write that. Specifically, I got a sawed off, right? Bodies are hauled off. This is what they saying. That O'Shea Jackson had a ghostwriter, a CIA operative, and he penned all this, even though Eazy-E said, Ice Cube's like the rhymes that I say. So now, this is where we at with it. Cube ain't write none of this. It's a very easy fix. Cube is right here. Cube ain't nowhere far. Cube is on Twitter every day. Do you understand? Huh? Cube. Ask him. Because the people that's running with this story, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Brother Ben X, all these dudes that got access, ask Cube. Did the CIA ghostwrite for him? Now, this new, well, not new article, because the article initially, where they getting this information from, was last year. Okay? Last year. People reinserting it now because I guess they have no content. They don't have nothing else to talk about. But they could go right back to it, right? We said they even paid them. So now, through Freedom of Information Act, we should be able to find payments. I mean, we see payments from snitches. We see all type of trial minutes and testimony and all type of things in Freedom of Information Act. We should be able to see the payments from the CIA to Ice Cube, to O'Shea Jackson, because again, his pen is all over. Straight out of Compton. So, either we're going to believe that Cube wrote straight out of Compton, the majority of it, because Easy said Ice Cube writes the rhymes, that I say. The DOC, who we know just as recently as last week did an interview speaking on what he penned, not only on social media, but I seen him on CBS Sunday morning, talking about how his pen was on a lot of that. These people are here. We don't have to speculate. If the CIA wrote that or told them to write it, ask them. Ask them. But better yet, again, I'm from a specific era. I know what was going on in the streets at that time. I know the songs that were out at that time. I know what we were doing before the songs came out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Streets was off the meter. But for the sake of the argument, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to say, you know what? Y'all right. Ice Cube ain't right, none of that. Easy was lying. The CIA penned straight out of Compton in the hopes and having the ultimate faith that our youth would be wayward right now, listening to it, grooving to it, even though nothing from out west or down south was getting any burn in New York City at all. Definitely wasn't on no radio. Definitely wasn't getting on no radio with all that language. Most people, if they didn't travel from the East Coast, didn't hear NWA until 89. And that's a fact. Being that I was traveling, being that I was already in the service, I had a wealth of knowledge and information about different states and how they was embracing the culture and had their own and was running off with it. But in New York, a lot of people ain't know nothing about it. Or Jersey or Connecticut, because damn it, we was barely getting on the radio with our own. But the CIA had this grand plan that they were going to pen this album. Okay? That this was what we were doing. That's what they were doing. But we had a group too that was very, very wild. Boogie Down Productions. Blastmaster KRS-One. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Blastmaster KRS-One. And we was talking a lot of street shit back then. We even had Cool G Rap. Rikers Island. You won't be smiling on Rikers Island. Yeah. 86, 87. Talking about all the wildness that we was doing in the street. Yeah. Some of you may not have heard G-Rap lyrics, right? C-74, Adolescents at War. Do y'all remember that? Put your ear to the floor. You can hear the roar. They take you out of PC. They now found you a cage. All eyes are glued to you. Like you're up on the stage. If you're soft as a leaf, don't get into beef. Woo, woo, and God be with you, Chief, if you got gold teeth. You can call the CO. That won't be necessary. He'll watch them beat you down and take your commissary. Huh? That was what was going on. That was gangster shit. That was in the street. Yeah, that was pre-NWA. And probably didn't get outside of the tri-state area on radio. So Cali wouldn't have heard this at all. So again, we was doing gangster shit and had gangster music before NWA even popped off. So where was the CIA operatives in New York? Where was the CIA operatives in New York? Did they write for G-Rap? I don't think so. Ain't nobody make that claim. Was G-Rap hot? Oh, yes, very hot. Yeah. Career's still going on right now. Nobody wrote for him, though. But Q had this Euro CIA ghostwriter. What else we had? Pre-NWA. People don't know Kid and Play was underground. Oh, yeah. Last night. Y'all remember that, do you? If you was on that coast, you might not have heard that. What was played line on the way to Union Square? Hip hoppers and poppers were everywhere. I had to admit, it was quite a scare, y'all. Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Yeah, that's right. Was terrorizing the square. Whoa, wait a minute. What does terrorizing the square mean? What was hip hoppers and poppers? What does that mean? Yeah, that's gangster shit. What happened? But I'm gonna give you that again. Nah, that wasn't about nothing. But Scarface, Ghetto Boys, Born Killer in Texas. Way far from Cali, in Texas. In a small, at that time, independent region. Hip hop wasn't embraced. Wasn't on TV like that. And have no shows like that. Do you understand? Yeah, we had Video Music Box. We had DJ Ralph on an independent, local TV station that barely got outside of Connecticut. But it was gangster songs on there. Did the CIA, was they in New York writing that shit for G-Rap? Was they writing it for Kid and Play? But Scarface is saying, because I'm about to square it off. Hit your ass in the chest with the tech and try to tear it off. Gangster shit. Nobody claimed CIA was penning Scarface shit. They didn't. I'm trying to figure out where was all this effort from the CIA on the East Coast. Where was it? We've been tearing people head off since before the crack era. In the lyrics, in the streets. Where was they at? Well, we do know that they were in Afghanistan. We do know that for a fact. We do know that they was in Nicaragua, right? We do know they was in Honduras. We know that, so they were there. Waging wars, assassinating people. Here's where it gets funky though. Because there was a space where hip hop, by these same individuals, got very, very conscious and woke. We had Rakim come through in '87. I'm letting knowledge be born, and my name's the R, aka I am not like the rest of them. I'm not on the list, because what I'm saying, I drop science like a scientist. That opened teenage minds, adolescents, to say, yo, what's that? Yo, he quoting degrees. What's the degrees? That's the nation of gods and earths. Oh, word? What do they tell you? They tell you that you're a god, that you got to have knowledge of self, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God. Build or destroy, borns our cipher. What more of a threat, an internal threat, is that to the United States? But that was all over the radio. That was all in the streets. I don't see did the CIA try to assassinate Rakim? The way they tried to assassinate Castro? The way they assassinated Patrice Lumumba? I don't think so. I mean, Freedom of Information Act could tell us that. Was there a hit on Rakim? I don't know. But we had somebody else. Chuck D came through with a group called Public Enemy. Hard. My calling card. Recorded and ordered. Supporter of Chesamard. Joanne Chesamard. Accused, charged, convicted of killing 2 state troopers in New Jersey. Jailed and escaped and on a run in Cuba. Here, Chuck D said, supporter of Chesamard. Did the CIA try to assassinate Chuck D for putting that in our mind? People who may not have even known who Joanne Chesamard was? Because you see, hip-hop, if you don't know, grew, birthed after the destruction of the Black Power movement. Do you understand that? After the assassination of George Jackson, right? After Eldridge Cleaver ran his ass to Algiers, after everybody else was locked up and assassinated, by the time 1977, 78, 79, everybody from the Black Power movement was on their heels running, and the youth had to create something as beautiful as hip-hop? Hip-hop was birthed from the destruction of the Black Power movement. So that means the leaders of hip-hop would be a threat, dangerous to the stability of what this United States is, right?
So the conscious leaders of hip hop should have been a target for the CIA if we're going to know and understand how they operate. What happened? What happened? So you mean to tell me while we got this consciousness bubbling, while we getting Pastor News coming through, while Chuck D and them getting ready to have another album, when, again, Ice Cube, who y'all said had this white CIA agent ghostwriter, shifted gears from gangster to ultra positive, to ultra woke, to ultra rebel, and gave you some of the wildest, most engaging Black Power lyrics ever. What happened? Homie ain't ghostwrite that? Hold on now. Hold on, because the agent just passed. He just passed. So if he was the one that was behind Cube's pen, then they ain't assassinate Cube, did they? He went and left the group. The group tried to assassinate his character. But what happened? He went on to be radical. Where is this agent? Where is the CIA? When Ice Cube is writing Kill at Will, when he's writing America's Most, when he's writing Death Certificate and Lethal Injection, where is this CIA op? Where he at? Why he ain't knock Cube head off for straightening out and getting people out of gangs? Where he at? Where? Because again, when he left them, he just went and befriended Chuck D. Remember, the supporter of Chesimard. So now these two together with the production of the Bomb Squad wrote some of the most prolific hip hop to this day. Where? The CIA just gonna let him do it? Y'all said that the CIA paid NWA and took their hand and penned these lyrics. And y'all just gonna let them go? This is what we talk about. They assassinate people. Remember, they selling guns in 38s to these nations to assassinate these political leaders far off lands. Here you got dudes right here that are getting people conscious to view themselves in a different way, using hip-hop rhythms and beats, and the CIA just let that fly? This is what we saying. That's what y'all saying? Come on now. Come on now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense that if the CIA was paying Ice Cube, why in the hell would he tear up Brian Turner's office for non-payment of royalties? Because he was broke. Because he couldn't afford mortgage on the house he bought. Because he didn't get no royalties. You mean to tell me that he gonna go tear up this man's office for a little bit of bread when the CIA is paying him to write gangster lyrics? This is the shit that y'all believe. This makes sense? This makes sense. Really? Really? So while all that's going on over there, right? And Cube is now over here. Not only is he over here making rebel music with Chuck D, we got other groups coming up. We have Brand Nubians. We have X-Clan. Who in the group, right, had one of the leaders, Professor X, the overseer, who has the surname Lumumba, right? Because his father, Sonny Carson, was a radical grassroots organizer in Brooklyn. So now all this is bubbling over here on the East Coast. All this where, again, the CIA, we know, sends money, trains people, weapons by the thousands across seas, is not going to do it right here in their backyard with shit in the mid to late 80s and early 90s, dudes was getting popped left and right all day, every day. All day, every day. Okay? It was easy to pop rappers. Easy. Easy to pay drug dealers, to pay street dudes, to really put funds in the hood all day, every day, to pop these dudes who at the time wasn't running around with a bunch of security or nothing. They running around with average, regular street dudes. Do you understand? So why X-Clan? Why they didn't pop Brother J? Why they didn't pop Chuck D? Why they didn't pop Ice Cube and KRS and Grand Pooba and all these other dudes and Big Daddy Kane? Did Big Daddy Kane get threatened by the CIA? Was they going to assassinate him for saying I'm young, gifted, and black? But we are to believe. You want me to believe. Because this article came from somewhere that y'all don't know. That this is what we running with. This is what we running with. When we had gangster rap right here, what the hell you think KRS once said? What a dang, what a dang. Listen to my 9mm go bang. Isn't that self-destruction? Isn't that black on black crime? Isn't that gangsterism? We knew a crack dealer by the name of Peter. Had to buck him down with my 9mm. Isn't that the same context as crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube? From a gang called Niggas with Attitudes. Isn't that the, you know what I'm saying? Got a sawed off. You too, boy, if you fuck with me. Really? The police are gonna have to get me off your ass. That's how I'm going now. What's the difference? What's the difference? One other thing, one other thing. Listen to my 9mm go bang. Self-destruction. Gangsterism. Before NWA. But dudes run with stupid ass narratives. Without doing simple ass research. Shit ain't that hard. It's not. When this is your field of study, when this is your field of work, when you claim to be doing this, when you claim because you got beads and ankhs and dashikis and bow ties and all this other weird shit. I see they didn't make that other thing go viral. We was hearing rumors, people was digging up all type of articles saying Master Farad Muhammad was a CIA agent. Where's that at? Where's that at? But again, you keep leading and lending to the attack of hip-hop because, again, some Euro sent it. Right? So which Euro you gonna believe? Which one y'all gonna believe? Shit don't make no sense. It don't make sense. Make it make sense. Put some facts together. You got freedom of information. Y'all could do your homework on that. You don't even have to do that. Go ask Ice Cube. Go ask the DOC. Shit, go ask Alonzo. Right? What's the matter? These people still around. Didn't he say NWA shit was gonna be trash? Didn't he tell Dre that? Didn't he tell Dre that? Then they said, "What y'all writing? What is Cube writing? What is this?" He said that. Lonzo ain't say no CIA operative was around. But now, because somebody found some shit that's just fabulous enough for somebody lazy to run with, to believe in, this is what y'all do. This is what is consistent. Because y'all found it and y'all believe that this is a Euro source, that it got truth to it. Just like y'all believe Christ was born on December 25th. It's like y'all believe the Easter Bunny can shit out rainbow eggs out his ass. This is the type of shit that y'all still running with. It's like, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Go check the facts. Just do it. Just go back. You can go into the catalogs of hip hop. It's not hard. Go into the catalog. See. Listen. And see if there's gangsterism, if there's violence, if there's robberies, if there's murders, if there's all that in there from 79 to 87. Melly Mel already told you, turn stick up, kid. Look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. That whole lifestyle was done. It was done. And put on wax. But because people want to absolve themselves of the responsibility for what's been going on in the streets, for what's been going on within the culture, you want to take the responsibility away from us, take the responsibility away from men and women who allowed the foolishness to spiral. You want to take that, absolve the responsibility from us, from what happened in hip hop, and give it to a dying Euro. This is what y'all want to do. Oh, it ain't on us. The CIA did that. CIA did that. The CIA did that, but the CIA ain't give y'all puffy combs. Make the shit make sense. The CIA gave you NWA. Yeah. But it didn't give you the Ghetto Boys. It didn't give you Cash Money. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? Shit is stupid. It's dumb. Stop re-quoting it. If it gave you hip-hop, it had to give you everything else. If y'all giving it that, then it gave you everything else that could have influenced you. Why stop at hip-hop? Why stop it? If the CIA gave you hip-hop, it gave you the Panthers. It gave you the NOI. Why y'all stopping there? Why y'all stopping and starting right there? What else? Because this is Yakub's grafted devil. He's all powerful. He gave y'all gangster rap, right? It should sound stupid. Go ask Ice Cube, did he write it or not? It's like, come on, man. Again, I don't never make sense. I don't. People want to listen to everybody else, and I'm good with that. definitely good with that. Won't make me believe that dumb shit at all. So, yeah, they do a lot of things. They do a hell of a lot of things. But that shit, I'm not jacking. Okay? Not jacking that shit at all. So again, classroom assistants, y'all know what it is. Y'all know how we do. Much appreciated for holding it down. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Come through, back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Keep your head on a swivel out there. There's a lot going on. Okay? There's a lot going on. And again, stop feeding into the bullshit, man. We too far into this technology age. We too far into having encyclopedias right in your hand. You understand? Excuse me. Do the research on it. Don't do the research. It's not hard. Most of these dudes on social media are not telling you nothing that you can't find out on your own. Nothing. Nothing. Stop acting like they the big holders of the information. And what they telling you is so magnificent. Ain't none of them telling you shit about getting liberated yet. I don't hear it. That's why I don't listen to these clowns. Ain't none of them saying, this is what we do to get free. Nah, these niggas are saying, this is what you do. Come listen to me. This is the hell they telling y'all. Let's just go on with it. Fuck out of here. CIA. I give these crackers too much credit. They ain't that bright. Simple as that. They not. And if you really understand who you are, if you have the knowledge of self to know who you are, you understand the technology and devilishment that come behind it. Be damn near the most ignorant person in the world to believe that they have that power, that they cipher is that much stronger. You crazy than what we embody. And I won't believe that dumb shit not once. You didn't create that shit. You crazy as hell. Ask them who wrote it. That's what you do. That's what you do. It's just that simple. Y'all could flood them. Flood Cube's timeline. I seen him answer bullshit questions. I see him answer people on Twitter. Garbage. Flood his timeline. Cube, did the CIA ghostwrite for you? Simple as that. Did they pay you? Somebody get freedom of information. Do your homework. See if there's any records of NWA members getting paid. Who paid them? So he's the only agent that did this. Just him, homie that he just passed. He the only one. Him, just him. The whole thing. He put gangster rap together all by himself. Right? Yeah, okay.